Hey everyone, I'm David, and today we're taking a look at the Fabio Menaglio Sol 4. This is a 10-hole transverse in the key of G with a pitch range of G4 to C6. It weighs about 11 ounces, and here is a size comparison with the Focalink Plastic Alto C. Above it there. In front, it's about the same size. And with a Papermate mechanical pencil. This particular ocarina has a lot of unique features that you don't see on other ocarinas. First thing that you're going to notice is that it has the maker's stamp and seal here on the mouthpiece with the labeling of the type of ocarina. And on the side you're also going to notice that it has the signature of the maker, Mr. Menaglio, and the Budrio stamp. And this particular ocarina has a lot of history to it. The original ocarina maker, Giuseppe Donati, was from Budrio, Italy, which is a small town a couple miles outside of Bologna. And since then, he's continued this line of ocarina making through various makers who've been continuing to continue on this tradition. And the Fabio Menaglio still continues that tradition today. And so there's a couple places you can get these around the world, especially from the maker who still works out of Budrio, Italy. They're made from terracotta clay, which gives this really awesome reddish orange look to it. He does finish it with some sort of clear glaze, looks like. And it has the Italian style fingering, and that is that you have, instead of like on most Asian ocarinas, what you do is when you get to the high D, E, and F, you're holding on your left pinky, your left thumb, and your right thumb. To get the D, you lift this finger. To get the E, you lift your right thumb. And then, so it's left thumb, right thumb, and then you leave this pinky for last. On Italian style ocarinas, you lift your left thumb, then your left pinky, and then your right thumb. So this is D, E, and then F. As I said, this comes from the original line of ocarina makers from Budrio, and what Giuseppe Donati originally intended these to be was to be played in large concert halls with other ocarina players. So these are made to be very loud, meant to be played outdoors and with other instrumentalists. And they also have a really unique tone, a really breathy, kind of earthy tone to them that a lot of ocarinas just don't have today, which I personally like. I think it sounds really cool. It's meant to be played in concert halls with natural reverb. So playing in a setting or a small room like this is probably not going to give you the best results for this particular ocarina. Some of the cons, for me personally, as I already mentioned, it doesn't have subholes. It's a 10-hole ocarina, so the accidentals might take a little bit of getting used to without the subholes, especially the low C sharp or D flat, which requires you to half-hole the right pinky hole, which doesn't take that much effort, but if you're used to a subhole being here, where you dip your finger down to get the C sharp or D flat, then it'll just take you a little bit of practicing to get that. Since it also doesn't have subholes, the range is slightly limited by 3 semitones when compared to the 12-hole. It doesn't mean that it's not capable of playing a lot of the same songs that the 12-hole can. In fact, when I play a 12-hole, I don't always use a subhole. So the 10-hole ocarinas are just fine in a lot of situations. And professional ocarina players use these around the world. So if they can handle it, then it's really not that bad. You just have to really ask yourself if you're willing to sacrifice those 2 subholes. With that said, I don't feel like this ocarina is for beginners. It has a very strong breath requirement. Because it's supposed to be loud, it takes a lot of breath, and you have to practice the intonation to get the notes in pitch correctly. It's a little bit easier on the smaller Budrio ocarinas, I feel. And for some reason, the larger ocarinas are just a little more difficult to control the pitch correctly. But with practice, and if you're with some dedication and using diaphragmatic breathing, it does get a lot easier. One more thing on the aesthetic side of it, the left pinky hole might be a little big for some people's fingers. Mine barely covers it. The other thing I'm going to say is that the quality control on these ocarinas, Budrio ocarinas in general, can be kind of hit or miss. I've had some friends who have gotten some of these, and sometimes some of the pitches are a little bit off, or it's difficult to get the highest notes, and it's not the player, it's the ocarina. It's just a quality control issue, so you have to be careful, and preferably if you can get these in person, that's even better. The pros, it's a unique piece of history. I really think that no Ocarina collection is complete without one of these, because these come from the direct line of the original transverse ocarinas. The first ocarinas to be tuned to Western tonality. So it's a fantastic piece to have in your collection. It's great for professionals. In fact, I would highly recommend that if you're going to play with other instrumentalists or with other ocarina players especially, that you get one of these. They sound great outdoors. They sound especially great in concert halls, and I've had the privilege of actually listening to them in concert halls when I visited Italy earlier this year. And they have a beautiful, natural feel and sound to them. It's, like I said, it's really difficult to describe the tone, but earthy is the best way that I can describe it. Now I'm just going to give you some quick samples with the scales, the diatonic, chromatic, and then a sample of the song without reverb and then with reverb. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have a particular question about this ocarina, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when the next video comes out. And if you like this video, please click the like button. I'll see you guys next week.